So you're feeling as though you're getting a sore throat and you're like, I can't get sick right now, especially when I've got a podcast recording to do. Let me show you a few of the remedies that I've used over the years that have worked for me, coming up next. Hey friends, it's the Sham Man once again, radio broadcaster, podcaster, and podcast producer. And today we're talking about how to get rid of a sore throat really fast, or to at least prevent it from getting a little bit worse. Now, over the years that I have worked in radio, nearly 17 years, I've gotten multiple sore throats. And when you have a sore throat and you're working in radio, the show must go on. You got to constantly be working and never miss a moment, all right? So what have I learned over the years of working in radio, and how have I been able to use different remedies? Now, you hear a lot about people saying you should gargle with salt water, and I say that's fine if that's something that you believe works. Other people say that you should drink a hot cup of honey with water and lemon juice, and that will definitely soothe the throat. But what about maybe curbing that sore throat and getting rid of it altogether? There are a few ways that I have used, and they seem maybe a little extreme or to the extreme, but whenever it comes down to getting on the radio and having to stay on point every night and using your voice, I've had to use these methods, and of course they are natural methods. I try not to use anything that is a medication for any purpose or reason. I try to use all natural methods, all right? So let me show you a few of those things that I have used. The first one being raw garlic. What should you do with raw garlic? Raw garlic is like a godsend for me when it comes down to sore throat. Now, it's not a godsend for everyone else because they're just like, oh God, you smell so horrible. You smell like garlic and onions. And that is true, you are going to smell. But when it comes down to you performing, maybe on your podcast, or maybe you just want to get over the sickness or the sore throat itself, grab a clove of garlic. Now, I particularly like to grab the biggest clove of garlic that comes in like a package. They sell them like vacuum sealed packages, but you can also get one, just a regular garlic clove from a bulb, all right? And once you peel that clove out, what you should do is you should go ahead and put it in your mouth and just start chewing on it. But what I recommend that you do is that you don't chew on it too much, because the allicin, that's the chemical compound that activates whatever is going on in your throat. The allicin can be very, very strong, and you can really get a big, you're just freaking out. You're like, oh my God, this is so horrible. But if you just kind of suck on it like a cough drop and just chew on it every now and again, you'll get little bursts of that allicin and the chemical compound that's going down your throat, and will help definitely soothe your throat. There are many blogs out there online that you can read more about how you can chew on garlic and how it can help with a sore throat. So I recommend that you go doing a YouTube search after you watch this video and seeing what you can find as far as what garlic can do for you, okay? The next method that I use is gargling with apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is one of these ingredients, I guess you could say, that has existed for thousands of years, and it has multiple uses, and it can help anything from curbing your appetite before you eat a meal, or helping you sleep a little bit better, or even cleaning or cleaning the bottoms of your baseboards. It's got a number of uses, and it's just incredible what apple cider vinegar can do when it comes down to a sore throat. So what you need to do is you need to grab apple cider vinegar from a bottle that says with the mother, and typically those bottles are like the Bragg's brand, but you can find multiple bottles at your local grocery store, but typically you'll see like Bragg's and it'll say with the mother. So use that one, because that's going to be the purest form of apple cider vinegar, okay? Then what you do is you get a tablespoon of it and you gargle with it. What happens is that when you gargle with the apple cider vinegar, it reacts with the germs that are in your throat, right in the back area. And because it's so acidic, that the germs, they really don't like an acidic environment, so they kind of die off. So if you kind of do this over the course of a couple of days, you'll really start to notice that your sore throat goes away. I don't say that it goes away completely, but you can definitely soothe your throat and help yourself get beyond a little bit of the pain that is going on with the throat. So here's one last thing I forgot to mention. With that tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, you want to use a teaspoon of salt with that apple cider vinegar so you can still kind of like work that in there into those areas where the germs are getting in and help soothe your throat, okay? And the last thing you should do, of course, this is something that I do that I pretty much do every day, is I actually do use apple cider vinegar, but I add in a little extra oomph to my my apple cider vinegar. What I typically do is I use like a warm mug of hot water. I use about a tablespoon of honey. I juice up a lemon and I zest out fresh ginger and I put that in my water, or my, I guess, this concoction that I create every morning. I drink that every morning and I drink that every night. And it definitely helps boost the immunity in your body. Now, it's important to note that if you're eating pretty healthy and you use this concoction in the morning and in the evening, I know it has worked for me. Other people say that it doesn't work for them, but I know that it has worked for me, and maybe it's mental. I don't know. But either way, I know that I haven't really gotten sick all this year or last year. So I'd recommend getting a warm mug of water, a tablespoon of honey, juice half a lemon, of course use a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and then you want to zest up some ginger. If you drink that in the morning, I promise you this, it will wake you up completely. It'll wake, like, you will be like, who needs coffee at this point? So it's definitely a great wake up drink, but I don't do the ginger in the evening. I just do straight apple cider vinegar, warm water, and honey before I go to bed. And the other good thing about apple cider vinegar is that it helps improve the digestion for any foods that you are eating. So I hope that this video has definitely helped you out. If you enjoyed what I had to say, leave a comment down below, or tell me what some of your remedies are for getting rid of a sore throat. I'm all ears. I'm not saying that these are the true and tried methods, but they definitely have helped me in the past. So tell me what you use to get over a sore throat. As always, I appreciate you watching. Make sure you subscribe and like this video down below. And of course, I'll see you next time on the next video.